Welcome to the first video in this series on how we can use the lockdown for personal development to improve our lives and to lay the foundation for a better future. I want to kick off this series by highlighting a practice that I feel is very beneficial for anyone who chooses to use the lockdown in this way. In the last video, I introduced the series and explained my motivations for making these videos. But if you missed that introduction, the main thing is that I believe that our enforced confinement represents two dynamics, one positive and one negative. On the negative side, I feel the isolation we're experiencing has the potential to cause a great deal of harm to people's mental health. But on the positive side, I feel the lockdown offers the opportunity for us to change our lives for the better, and in this way it could lead to a better future for all of us. So with this in mind, I want to share this practice that I feel will be very beneficial at this time of enforced confinement. One consequence of the lockdown is that many of us have more free time, but fewer options to fill that space. And this creates an opening for us to pay more attention to what we're doing, rather than jumping from one activity to the next. In this way, each of us has the possibility for greater reflection, which opens the door to greater self-knowledge and understanding. To make the best use of this time, my suggestion, if you're not already doing this, is to start writing a journal. Now, many people equate writing a journal to writing a diary, which indicates a lengthy and detailed account of everything that goes on. Now, whilst this is good, it's not necessarily something that appeals to everybody. But a journal is something that can be very easy, and it's not something that needs to take up a great deal of time. Essentially, a journal is making a note of anything that comes up that we feel is significant in our lives. Throughout the day, we're responding to what goes on, and by paying attention to our experience, we can learn a lot about ourselves, about our approach to life, and the results that approach is having. By paying more attention to what goes on, we may gain a deeper appreciation of the good things in our life and be inspired to embrace these things even more. But equally, we may become aware of things that we don't like, perhaps negative patterns of behaviour that weigh us down and lead to poor outcomes. In noticing the things that are not working well, we create the possibility to make improvements and to change things for the better. This includes our attitudes and habits, which very often are the things that make the biggest contribution to our quality of life. It's in this area that writing a journal can be most useful. As we pay more attention to our daily life, sooner or later we may encounter something that we don't like about ourselves, and this can bring up some uncomfortable feelings. If you encounter something like this, I'd really encourage you to write about it in your journal. The reason for this is that when we uncover something about ourselves that we don't like, the mind has a tendency to cover it back up again to escape from the uncomfortable feelings attached. But by recording this thing in our journal, we'll face this every time we revisit the document, and this increases our chances of working with the issue towards a resolution. In making positive changes in our life, the first step is to see things as they really are, good and bad. And this is the power of writing a journal. It gives us an overview of our life so we can see clearly what we're doing, how we're doing it, and the results that follow. Having this perspective enables us to reach a deeper understanding of ourselves and to identify what's working and what's not, what we like about our lives and what we don't like. This self-awareness empowers us to make more conscious decisions and to be more effective in going towards what we want, overcoming the things that hold us back. And so if you're intending to use the lockdown to improve your lives, I'd really encourage you to write a journal to record your progress. This will be a great source of encouragement down the line, as you can see how far you've come and the progress you've made. This will be very beneficial on days where things are not going so well and you could perhaps use some encouragement. So thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you'd like to explore more ways to cultivate your health and well-being, check out my social media channels and my website, and consider subscribing for updates so that you can walk with me on this road towards a better future.